Hey guys, Weeby News here, and today I wanted to do a fun little video reacting to some of my old videos and some of the old theories that I had in those videos. I thought it might be fun for people that, have been watching my channel for a long time or have just been in the fandom for a long time to look back at some of the old theories when we thought we knew what we were talking about but didn't know anything. And then since there's a lot more people in the Danganronpa fandom, I thought, people who are new to the fandom might have fun looking at some of these old theories and stuff too and laughing at us. The people that were coming up with them. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being patient with me. I know I've been on another kind of hiatus for the past month or so, and I talked about it in the community post and on Twitter a little bit. I just haven't really been in the best place again mentally, and I just kind of needed some time away. Plus I just kind of was busy with some real life stuff as well, which kind of made it hard to post or work on videos too. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot better and I'm going to try to post more and be more confident. I do want to try and branch out a little bit on the channel in terms of style of videos and topics as well. I want to make more kind of chill videos like this. I enjoy making the really research heavy videos, but they take a lot of time and effort to make, and I'd like to kind of have a mixture of research heavy videos and then kind of fun silly videos like this. And I do want to try talking about different anime and games, and I'm going to try to be pretty transparent with you guys on what topics I'm considering and things like that. And I'm hopefully right now I'm planning on having a lot of different polls and stuff in the community tab and on Twitter, just so I can kind of get feedback from you guys on what you want me to talk about. So please keep an eye out for that stuff if you're interested. And please like this video if this is something that you want to see more of, more kind of fun chill videos like this, because the YouTube algorithm probably does not like me since I have been on a small hiatus. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys left a comment or a like. And yeah, it'd be nice too to know if this is something that you want me to do or not. But yeah, anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and start watching these videos. Okay, there's a couple of different videos I wanted to look at. Oh man, these are gonna be so cringy to watch. Oh yeah, I had some of these theory videos, the Monaca one, and this girl whose name I can't really remember. Man, 5 years ago? Wow. I've been in Danganronpa hell for 5 years. Okay, let's start with the Monaca theory.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about...
I didn't say, hey guys, Weeby News here. What is this? Is this even a Weeby News video? I was kind of wondering. I was like, when did I start saying that? It's so funny to me too how that's become the main meme of this channel. Just the intro.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about a mastermind theory, and originally this was going to be a long video talking about 3 different possibilities that I think could be the mastermind of this game and could be the
I never made a third one.
At the end of the Tokyo Game Show trailer for Danganronpa.
I think the third one was Chiaki for some reason. That was a big theory, I believe, back then. I think it was just because her chest kind of looks like Chiaki's. I think that was literally the main reason why people thought that.
So the first video is going to be talking about the theory involving Monaca and how she could possibly be the Danganronpa 3 protagonist. But before we go into that...
Protagonist? Wait, what? I was I thought this was a mastermind theory. Okay, Weeby.
She could possibly be the Danganronpa 3 protagonist, but...
Did I mean to say antagonist? Oh god, it's been so long since I made this. But Monaca was the most right because she was in the Danganronpa 3 anime, which I didn't know existed, when I made this video. But she was there. She didn't really do much. But she was there and she was trying to fuck over Makoto somehow. So that's a win for Weeby, even though I also thought she was going to be protagonist, which was weird.
And I'll post a link to it. But other than that,
Why didn't I edit that out? You have an editor. Edit it out.
But basically, a lot of people think that the girl who was showed at the end of the Danganronpa 3 trailer at the Tokyo Game Show was in fact Monaca, because we already know that the creator had talked about having this take place in the future. Obviously, at the end of Danganronpa, another episode, it shows her with the little minions that she has throughout the game with the Monokuma heads, just kind of setting up where
that was foreshadowing her in the DR3 anime, so that's kind of close.
This is Junko. I'll put the picture on the screen, but
I do think that theory made the most sense, in terms of when we didn't know anything about V3, just that it was a new game, her being the mastermind. It's almost too obvious because literally at the end of another episode they show her in her Junko gear. But I guess that made it too obvious in the Danganronpa 3 anime too, when we all saw Mia and we were like, she looks kind of like Monaca. I wonder.
So to me, this theory of her just kind of being the
I'm gonna have to speed this up. This is driving me crazy. I'm talking so
mastermind
slow.
and that's it. It seems almost too obvious. To me, this is Danganronpa, so I just don't see them being like, oh, Monaca is the antagonist, and that's it. She's just the antagonist. I think
agree
if
with
she
it.
is, there's going to be some sort of crazy plot twist. Something's going to be wrong with her. Something's going to have happened in between the end of another episode and the beginning of Danganronpa 3 that we're not aware of. And so I think it'd either be something maybe that happened to her. Like, I know she was planning to perform some sort of like ritual on Kamaru at the end of another episode. Maybe she performed it on herself and now she's like really messed up. Or what I think is the most likely thing that would happen for like a plot twist that I've come up with is that you start out the game, the whole game just sets it up to look like Monica's the mastermind, and you have the kids with Monokuma heads on and they're giving you instructions or blocking areas that you can't go into yet. And so kind of like you're playing the game and you think like, okay, it has to be Monaca because we're seeing the kids where, you know, we saw the ending of another episode. But then I think at like the 5th trial, it'll like just blackball, like just, you know, turn, like do a 360 and it'll end up being someone else. And what I
Blackball? I don't think that's a... I think I meant to say 360, but then I didn't edit out my wrong saying. I think that would have been a cool scenario to see if they did want to connect it to like the previous
was thinking
games.
is possibly maybe she'll get killed by a Junko worshiper or they'll kind of like start working with her. There has to be something or somebody else. And so the possibility that I would think out of the people we already know from the previous games would be either Mikan or Komayeda.
It's just like my hopeful like fangirlness. Like my two of my favorite characters from Danganronpa 2. I'm like, yeah, so Komaeda and Mikan, they have to get more screen time because I love them. Like this is why I think that was like honestly one of my main driving points for thinking / hoping they would be in the next one, which they were both like really big Junko worshippers, so I could see it if this was the case. But I was also just like, I was like a huge simp for Mikan and Kamaida, so I just wanted them to have screen time.
And the reason I say this is because there's actually another theory about them and how it says they're the only two that actually died in the second game that have a chance of surviving.
Yeah, of course, me. Like, my two favorite characters. Everybody else is fucking dead, except for my faves. I think that was a theory, and I was, like, really into it, because I was like, yes, my favorites are still alive. Everybody else is dead. Bye. But my waifu and my husbando, they're alive and safe. Beautiful.
I will continue to try and keep you guys updated about the Danganronpa 3 event on December 2nd. They talked about live streams being hosted, and I am searching every day.
Oh my gosh, I was so excited for that event. I think my one thing I'm disappointed in is why did I not come up with a way to make Chiaki alive in this video? That's like the only thing I really need. I'm like, so Kamaida is alive, Mikan's alive. What about my other waifu weeby? What about my other one? I guess that's where the third theory video was supposed to come in, because that was when I was supposed to do the one that was like how Chiaki could be the mastermind. I was like convinced that like the breast line was like Chiaki, and if it wasn't Chiaki, then it was gonna be Monaca. And of course, like I didn't care about Monaca, so Kamaida or Mikan has to kill her and become the mastermind and get screen time. Beautiful, beautiful theory, weeby. I think they are pretty good theories, but I just think it's funny because I'm like such a big fan of like Kamaida and Mikan and Chiaki, and of course my theories like reflect that pretty heavily. Hello, so this is me from the future. It was driving me crazy trying to figure out who this picture was of, and I couldn't remember it when I was recording the video. Tried to look it up some too, and I could not figure it out from Googling it, but one of my moderators pointed out that they actually think it was Chiaki because the uniform she wears in the Danganronpa 3 anime actually looks pretty similar to the picture. So hey, in a way, I was kind of right thinking that it could have been Chiaki, although I thought she was the mastermind for some weird reason. Anyways, just wanted to update you guys about it because it was driving me crazy. For the anime, she was so right. Well, thank you. I kind of was. She was like working with the mastermind, I think, for the Danganronpa 3 anime or something like that. I came from the future. Danganronpa 4 is happening. Oh wow, 3 weeks ago. That was when I posted my newest video. I can't believe it's happening. I'm so excited. I hope it's good. I hope they do a good job. I don't want Danganronpa to get too like milked, but I also want more games, you know what I mean? It'll be the ghost of Junko possessing whoever the mastermind is. They did introduce the existence of ghosts in another episode. Oh yeah, that's true. That was so weird too. Danganronpa's so goofy sometimes. Either way, it'll be Junko in some way, shape, and form. It's always Junko. Ain't that the fucking truth? Let's see here. Okay, I guess I'll watch this one. I was like really into this theory too for some reason. I was like really interested in Kanon, that's her name. I like really wanted her to be like a mastermind person as well.
And if you guys don't know who Kanon Nakajima is, she is basically the younger cousin of Leon Kuwata. And she's actually on the kill list for Danganronpa, another episode. And she doesn't actually make like a full appearance in that game. You just see her picture if you find it like while you're wandering through the game. But she is a lead role in the novel Ultra Despair Hagakure, which you unlock after beating the game. And so basically a lot of people have theorized that Kanon is going to have a large part in Danganronpa Volume 3. And it can be as either an antagonist or a protagonist. And some of the reason a lot of people...
Okay, I think that was what these theories were like. I was mostly just like talking about popular theories that people had and then kind of giving my opinion on it. And of course, coming up with ways so that my faves survive. But yeah, Kanon I was like really interested in. I think it was mostly because she was kind of like fucked up. Like, oh, it'll, you know, continue on into that. But I've always really enjoyed like female villains because I feel like there's not that many of them. So whenever there's like a good female villain, or I guess like female antagonists like Junko or like Azula, I just really enjoy them. Monaca was actually a good female villain too in Ultra Despair Girls. Maybe that's another reason why I like Danganronpa, have the female villains.
People think she's going to make an appearance in this game is because after the novel, she actually kind of has like a small kind of like loyal fan base. The reason for this is because...
Me. Like she actually has a small loyal fan base and it's just like me.
Character. I honestly was not going to read Ultra Despair Hagakure until I heard about her and I was like, she sounds interesting. And for me personally, I tend to think of her a lot more as an antagonist because in the story you learn a lot about her past, and her past completely revolves around obsessing over Leon, and she is just obsessively in love with him. And so basically in the novel it talks about when she breaks out of like the confinement that she was in during like the first game, like while the first game's taking place, she finds this book, and it sounds like it's written by Junko. I'll put it up on the screen, and it basically says something along the lines of like, for this awesome school killing trip, or like the school killing game, all these people competed and the Future Foundation just totally killed these people, and they were awful and terrible and horrible, and it just makes the Future Foundation people sound like it's their fault basically that like Leon died and Iwata died and the other people.
Why am I like always so close to being right in these videos? Like, it was a Future Foundation that had the killing game in Danganronpa 3, but Kanon was nowhere to be found. My future psycho waifu that never got to be. So sad. Damn, listening to this, I'm like, man, I wish Kanon would have been the mastermind or like an important character. She was like so interesting to me. She was very disturbed individual, and I don't know, I like characters like that.
Game, they had died, so she gets really upset and thinks that the Future Foundation was the reason that Leon died, so she like makes a vow to kill the Future Foundation. So basically,
I like this idea. I'm like, this is cool.
The reason I see her as like the mastermind. We're working with Monaca to do this killing school game as a way to lure out the Future Foundation to kind of like get their revenge on them. And so this does mean that we would see the original cast like Naegi and Kirigiri and Tagami, which would be totally awesome. And another reason people really theorize that she could have been the person shown in the trailer is because if you look at her outfits, I'll show like a comparison on the screen, they are really, really similar. And
yeah, that's true. I'm actually like kind of hyped. I'm like, damn, that's like kind of cool. I'm like, yeah, Kanon, get revenge. I would have liked that better than the actual Danganronpa 3 anime. That's for sure. Did I say, hey guys, Weeby News here in this one?
Hey guys, so today I'm going...
Nope, so it's still not a Weeby News video. We know that much. I actually kind of like this one. I'm like, damn, I kind of wish that this was the Danganronpa 3 anime. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so I think this is going to be the last one that I'm going to react to for now, which was this trailer analysis and translation.
Hey guys, so
oh my god, 20 minutes. I'm definitely going to be editing this down for you guys.
Hey guys, so since it's been a little bit since the trailer came out, I wanted to go ahead.
Still no Hey Guys Weeby News here. When is Weeby News going to be here? Where did she go? Where is she? Tell me, Weeby. I need to know.
And make a video talking about like an analysis of it and things of that nature. So let's go ahead and get on with it. And I also have a translation that I'm using to sort of, I guess, understand the trailer better. It's done by a Tumblr user called Atalantas. So if you guys want to follow them, I'm going to post an annotation.
Yeah. I remember them too, man. This is like really bringing back old memories.
In the video, and you can just follow that link. They also posted some stuff about just analysis. They did a really good job. I didn't read all of it because I wanted to have some sort of original thought of my own.
Oh yeah, I did include the subtitles. This one took a while. This was like the first time I did actual editing. I didn't just put up an Ultra Despair Girls clip and talk over it.
I think we did agree on a lot of things that I did kind of like glance at. But let's go ahead and get started on this. So of course it just starts off saying like Spike Chunsoft, Danganronpa, and then it said,
why not even include that part? Of course, you know, they put the credits in there. Like, I don't understand why some of these things I left in there.
New chapter opening. And so with a new chapter opening, I think it just means basically like this
You can just tell I'm like really new at this in these
is
videos.
going to be a whole new world, a whole new cast of characters, and I'm kind of going back with a theory that I had before, which was that it's not going to have the old characters presented in this, but it is going to have like connection to the old games. So the next thing that pops up is this guy, Robo Nagi.
Robo Nagi. Oh, simpler times back then.
As I like to call him. And
even back then, I love Kibo.
so far, I've seen a lot of people kind of like divided on what this character is going to be. A lot of people think he's going to be the protagonist. Oh
yeah, I had like the reverse, like going back in and forth. I thought that was like so cool. Like with the editing, I was like, wow, this is my magnum opus. This is my like masterpiece. With the editing, I was like, oh, it's so good. It's like you just did more than put up a clip and talk over it. Congratulations, Weeby.
People are sort of like hesitant to think he's the protagonist, and I really sort of don't think he's gonna be the protagonist.
Oh yeah, everybody thought that because it was like this poster of like Maki, then Kaido and Kibo, and everybody was like, who's the protagonist? Like everybody was like really curious about it. Nobody thought it was Kaido, but people thought it was either Maki or Kibo, and a lot of people thought it was Kibo.
I guess it's just my theory right now. There's a few things I guess like I've noticed that sort of imply he might not be, because it seems so far to me that the trailer and the events are kind of like setting him up to be the protagonist. First of all, because he has an Ahoge. Most of the time when you see discussion stuff, it is the other characters and things of that nature, but there's some reasons why I don't think it's going to be him. And the first off thing is the fact that he's like a cyborg, and most of the time in Danganronpa, your character is sort of like the normal one, and everyone else is like the super duper high school, you know, musician, or the super duper high school gamer or something. It's usually like you're kind of like the person who got like the reserve corps student, or like the lucky person that isn't psycho and goes on a killing rampage. So I sort of think it might be just different, or not bad, not like it's a bad thing if he is the main character, but it just seems less likely to me because he kind of sort of has the stigma to him. And other than that, we do mostly see like the main character who's walking around talking to the other girl and the other guy, but you also see him kind of having like discussions, like arguments broken and stuff during the class trial. You also see sort of like him and...
Well, that was just a thing that like was included in V3, so that doesn't actually mean anything, because Sahara would show up on like the side, you know? That was just kind of like a new artistic choice, but I can see why I thought that, but yeah, it didn't end up really meaning anything.
And it could be that they're just changing that format, but...
It was interesting that they showed these three, though. I guess they wanted to start with like the mystery of who the main character is, since that's like such a big thing in V3, like kind of being the main character and dying, and it's switching to Saihara. So I think they wanted to kind of like make it like just such a mystery from the beginning.
The next character I'm gonna point out is this guy that I like to call Nuka Maeda, and the reason I call him that...
Nuka Maeda. You dumb, so wrong. So wrong. It's like the opposite of Kamaeda.
He has a like smug look to him that like Tagami had, and Kumaeda didn't really have a smug look, I guess, until like towards the end of the game, but
I'm like really picking on Kaido right now.
He has that sort of like aura around him that he's gonna be sort of like the dick character.
So wrong. So wrong. It's like the opposite of a dick. He's like the anti-Komada, the anti-Oma, as one would say. Because there was like all those parallels between like him and Oma, kind of when they were butting heads and stuff too. I mentioned it in my I mentioned it in my Oma analysis of Good Bed. That was always such an interesting part of Kaido's character to me.
He's gonna be sort of like the dick character. And I also call him that because his shirt, which I can also sort of point out later, more so on the trailer, it looks very, very similar to the shirt Kumaeda wears.
I forgot about that.
And that sort of makes me think
that is so true. Now I'm like, oh, I'm with you again, girl. I see why you thought that.
Maybe it's possibly a connection to him, like familial, or if it's just trying to...
No, just Kadaka fucking with us. Like he always does.
He's sort of gonna be this type of character again. But other than that, I have seen a couple of other things about him that people have speculated on, and he looks a lot like Kirigiri's dad. He has the purple hair, so some people have also speculated that maybe he has a connection to him. What is this fish? And this is Fishy Fishy Desu-chan, and he's actually the most important character in this game. No, I'm just kidding.
Aw, Fishy Fishy Desu-chan. That was like the first meme on my channel. I love you, Fishy Fishy Desu-chan. I think I even brought that up a little bit during my V3 playthrough. Good times. I even bought this Monokuma specifically because he was holding Fishy Fishy Desu-chan. I was like, of course, perfect. Aw, good old Fishy fishy Desu-chan. I guess I was supposed to foreshadow a salmon team and like the after game thing. There was also like those mini games that had like the salmon in it a lot. So I guess that's what it was supposed to represent. So technically, technically I was right, guys. He was a very, very important character. Because I remember like I was just like looking at this trailer for so long, like just overthinking everything. And I really was like trying to come up with like theories for the fish. And then after a while I was like, I just gotta stop. Like, I've gone too far. I don't think the fish means anything. Stop it, Weeby.
Really uncertain why there was a fish in this trailer for like the longest time. Then I realized it was just because Monokuma is a bear. So I thought that was really funny. I wanted to point that out. I mean, I would think it would be pretty hilarious if there was actually some sort of symbolism regarding the fish, but I sort of doubt it. I really think it's just because he's a bear, but who knows?
Salmon team across the universe.
Okay, so the next character I'm going to point out is actually an important character. It's the new girl that's present, and there has been a lot of speculation about her, probably the most out of all three of the characters that I have seen so far. And some things that I've seen online and some things I noticed myself was just, firstly, her hairpin. And at first I saw some people saying it looked like a treble clef, but to me it looks more like an infinity symbol. That was what I first initially saw.
Treble clef, interesting. Pianist? Piano? Predicting Kaide, my twin?
I looked at her character as an infinity symbol, and it's already confirmed that there's going to be time travel in this game.
Oh my god. Oh, I remember this. Oh god, the cringe. I was really new to like making videos, and I got like all my information just from like translators on like Tumblr and stuff, and I found this one person that said that like time travel was confirmed, and I don't know if they were actually a translator. They might have just been like a theorist or something, and I just believed them for some reason. I don't know, I took their word as like 100% of being like, oh yeah, it must be confirmed. Like, why would somebody go on the internet and just lie? Like, why would that happen? Who would do that? They probably thought it was confirmed and like it just wasn't. So I apologize now to those of you who thought that time travel was confirmed to be in V3. It was not confirmed. It was not in V3. It's very cringy for me to watch that. Ugh.
So I really think that she could have a connection to time travel, or maybe she has some sort of like familial relations to like
ultimate time traveler,
something along those lines, and she's trying to kind of figure out time travel, maybe to go back in time and stop this whole despair thing from happening.
I'm so glad time travel wasn't in Danganronpa. God, I feel like time travel just like, it just makes lore so confusing and introduces so many plot holes. I'm so glad it wasn't in V3
in the first place. The other thing I really noticed about her is that she has a ring on her index finger, and so this can mean a couple of different things. First of all, it can mean possibly a symbol of marriage from what I looked up.
I'm like overthinking this way too much.
It's like something to symbolize marriage. Some people apparently...
Married to Kaido, the dick. The dick character, as you so called him.
What I've read online can wear the ring on their index finger until they get married, so it could mean that she's possibly engaged, and she, like maybe he died or passed away.
I don't
so
know why
she just
I
left
thought
it on
this.
there. And that's kind of what I was thinking possibly the flower could mean, if that's the case.
What?
That she's kind of
Girl,
wearing it
like, what are you talking about? Like, you're going way too far with these theories.
to commemorate her dead fiance, but that's might be a little too far-fetched. The other thing it can possibly mean is that the ring on the index finger can also kind of be like a symbol of ambition or leadership or confidence, and from like her stance in this poster and just kind of like other stances in the clips we've gotten, she looks to be a very confident person. I think she's going to probably be like the next Kirigiri or the next Chiaki, like the main female of the game. And
That was right. She was like the main female after Kaide unfortunately passed away.
Other than that, the thing that I kind of noticed about her was the mole on her cheek. And in Danganronpa, most people don't really have any facial like features on them. I know like Fuyuhiko had freckles, but the only two other characters I've noticed in the games to have like a mole would be Fukawa and to be Mikan. So I was wondering if maybe there was some sort of connection there between those characters, because she kind of looks like Fukawa. I know a lot of people online were saying,
Oh my god, that picture. It's like, what is that, like 5 pixels? Like,
she looks like Kirigiri, but I do see
you can't even see what it is. What is that? Is that Fukawa?
some sort of relation to Fukawa because they dress the same when you compare their
I just really wanted this game to connect to the previous one.
as well. So I was thinking possibly she either was a fan of her work and kind of like emulated her, or like maybe her work in
fangirl.
writing or the Future Foundation. But again, that could be a little too far-fetched, and maybe
All of this is far-fetched.
Doesn't mean anything. As for Mikan, I thought that it would be maybe a little bit less likely just because Mikan was pretty deep in despair. So I think that if she woke up from the capsules or whatever, that she would probably still be in despair, and she was pretty in love with Junko, so I just don't really see her having kids anytime soon. Also, there's like the fragments that are surrounding them, and I think the fragments just kind of symbolize them.
Of course, me trying to bring Mikon into it again. I'm like, no guys, she's really gonna have importance in this new game. She can't be dead, guys. I promise, she's not dead. Really trying to raise Mikon from the dead here.
So that's the full poster. So the next thing I'm going to mention is what it says next, and it sort of has like the high school insignia, and then it says the school stage was surrounded by a huge cage, Talented Prisoners Academy. So I think this pretty much implies that all the students in this next game.
What was up with the prisoner thing? That wasn't really a thing. I remember this theory. I remember thinking about this and thinking it was gonna be so important, but oh yeah, I remember like Oma, you know, I think we saw, well, he looked like he was wearing like a straitjacket, so I was like so sure that like prisoners, and he was like a sane asylum kind of person or something like that. But yeah, I don't remember the prisoner thing really being present in V3 like at all. Maybe they changed their mind about that.
Going to be talented prisoners. And as for like the whole imprisonment thing, I was thinking, going back to kind of like my...
Maybe it's just like a translation thing. It was kind of like they're imprisoned in the school, not necessarily that they're like crooks and stuff. Like I thought it was going to be like Akudama Drive type characters in a Danganronpa game.
My theory about how it could possibly be like connected to the previous games, but like the characters from the old games don't necessarily show up, would be maybe these kids are tied to Future Foundation, because if you look on further, you can see sort of like there's structures and stuff with Monokuma's face on it, and there's also like a hotel that's still up and running that has like
nope, that was just for lewd scenes.
Kumanami, like based off of Monokuma, so it seems like people are really kind of like okay with this whole despair thing, so maybe there's organizations.
Yeah, it's interesting, we never really learned exactly what the outside world was like in V3 too, because that was all this like theorizing was just like people are still in love with Junko in the outside world, and like I guess it was kind of going back to like, oh, you know, it's just like some kind of Hunger Games broadcast like to the despair-filled world. But I guess yeah, it would make sense if they were like prisoners and connected to the Hope's Peak Academy, and they're being like confined because they're like anti-Monokuma, and that's like illegal in Monokuma's world.
That sort of evolved to try and stop Future Foundation, and these kids sort of had like an involvement with it, and that's why they got imprisoned in this sort of like dome area, and which is something I noticed. So the next part just has to do with the class trial. We see all the Monokumas, and it says advanced high-speed reasoning action. The things that I just kind of noticed, they have like a three-way sort of.
They use them as like the references for the trial.
Talk right now. I guess a non-stop debate is what it sort of looks like to me. I'm not really sure if it means,
yeah, this is like the what was it called? I can't remember what this mini game was called. It's Mass Panic Debate. Couldn't think of the name for it.
This picture that has like Monokuma, Robot Naegi, and the new girl. And so it says chapter...
I just called her New Girl. Oh yeah, she kind of does look like New Girl.
3 at the top. Then it also says level 1, which is kind of interesting. I'm not really sure if they just didn't, I don't know, edit the level, or if you're actually gonna...
That was definitely like a editing mistake. Chapter 3, you're still level 1, loser.
Be level 1 during chapter 3 if there's gonna be some sort of difficulty setting that you can choose. But the fact that that's...
I guess I just wanted like the Kingdom Hearts like level 1 expert difficulty mode that they have.
Chapter 3 does kind of imply that both these characters are going to live till chapter 3. And I thought...
That's true.
And there's also a translation for...
I don't know if that was necessarily... Well, I guess they could have decided that, but they only showed these 3 characters. It is kind of weird that they showed chapter 3. I don't know why they didn't just put chapter 1 in the trailer, you know? Because that would be like less of a spoiler if like they are trying to imply that. But yeah, I mean, it was true, so who are we to say that it was wrong? But these, again, were the only characters they showed, so they're probably just showing like a demo test model of how everything looks.
So the next thing that shows up is the new girl, and then just like a bunch of words around her, and I think this is another sort of mini game that will be present in the game, maybe one that wasn't present before. I think it might have to do with lying. There's a lot of speculation that that's sort of like the main theme of this game.
That is true.
So
got him again.
And this right now is, it has to be a man. He is probably lying. I'm indifferent. And
what are these subs, dude? That I'm like overlapping. Why did I edit it like that? Why not put these on top of her and then have these down here? Sorry, I don't know which line says which. Girl, I can't even read the lines. You're covering it up. Why did I edit it like this?
And so what is being said in this right now is it has to be a man.
Why did I do that? That looks so awful.
I'm indifferent and caused corpse to show up. So I think maybe...
At least I took it off quickly, I guess.
This minigame, it could be where you choose if you want to lie or not. There's sort of a reference later in the video that says, like, in a game where you can use lies or something along those lines.
Yeah, that was true, at least.
And I think it's kind of referring to, like, maybe where you could possibly lie to change the trials. I know in an interview with Kidaka, he said that he didn't want to make a game that has like a ton of different alternate endings. He said he thought it took away from the adventure of it, so I don't think there'll be like a million different endings for this game. But I do think that it will allow us possibly to lie more and just kind of like give us some more freedom when referring to that.
Yeah, I think I was thinking that like the lying aspect would be able to like kind of get you to go down more routes, like more than for sure was in the game. There might have been like one or two instances where you could lie somewhere instead of telling the truth, and you got like a little bit of extra like scenes and stuff like that. But I can't remember exactly where those were and like 100% if that was a thing. I think so though. I think that was a thing.
So the next thing is a conversation you have with the new girl, and it has question marks at the top for the character who's talking, the main character, I'm assuming. I guess it could also be her, but it sort of doesn't really look like she's talking unless they haven't edited her sprite yet. But
this is all just like very like them just kind of testing all the new parts that they have like for making the game. Like none of this really seems at all like stuff that was actually included in the game. This is just very beta. I think I was like reading into this too much, thinking that these were actually like scenes from the game. I thought I could analyze these and learn something about the story or more about it than I really was able to, because it's definitely them just like testing out all their different assets that they've created at this point. And that's what I think looking back at this, at least now.
Question marks. Does it possibly mean that the new character doesn't know who he is? And he sort of says something along the lines of like, why am I here? And I wonder why we're being in a place like this.
I mean, that's kind of always what they say. I don't know why I'm overthinking this so much. I mean, I guess like not knowing who they are, I guess them not like knowing their name, I could see why I'm like interested in that. But yeah, I think it's just that they're hiding the main character's, you know, identity because they want it to be in mystery.
And it sort of implies to me that the person doesn't know who he is. There was another theory, if it was the robot Naegi sort of guy who is the main character, maybe he was forced to become like a cyborg or a robot against his own will. And I
really does look like it says Ganta on his collar. I think that was the name of like a character from like one of the novels, or it was like pretty close. Santa, that's what it was. Santa was in the novel. We thought it said Santa, but now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking like Ganta whenever I like his picture comes up on the screen. But it definitely does look like it says either like Santa or Ganta or something like that. It was Ganta who created Kibo. Now I know it. He was lying in all his free time events. It was actually Ganta who made him. You heard it here first, guys.
But he says that, and then the new Komaeda cuts in and he says, why is it, I wonder? That's question.
I'm like so dead set on him being the new Komaeda. I'm like, yeah, look at this little dick come in. But say something that pisses everybody off. And he's just like, hey guys, believe in yourself. I love you. I'm sorry, Kaido. I misjudged you severely.
But with the new Komaeda, with his line, it does sort of imply to me that he is going to be sort of the dick character. He just...
the dick character.
He just seems like he knows something, like, why is it? I wonder. The way he says that just seems sort of like...
I'm like overthinking this so bad. He's literally just like, yeah, I wonder why that is. And I'm like, he's fucking scheming. I just thought he was being like sarcastic, you know? Kind of like how Komaeda is. I guess it was the way it was written too. I kind of was just like, yeah, he's a dick. How dare he wonder why that is? Not gonna pull one on me, Kaido.
I know what's going on, but I'm not gonna tell you. And then the next thing, it just shows another sort of like thing in the class trial. I guess you have to refute his argument or something along those lines.
Proving again that he'll probably be a dick character. I was really like riding this hard, dude. The thing I'm like the most wrong about, I'm like so all in, baby. You disagree with him at some point in time, so he must be a dick. He must just be the scummiest of the scum.
The series' biggest trick in history that unfolds aside.
Oh, is that referring to the protagonist switch? The biggest trick in history that unfolds on a psycho cool stage. I think that's what that's referring to.
I'm not sure if it just means like psycho as in kind of the prisoners thing. I guess it could possibly be referring to like a psych ward, if not the Future Foundation thing.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly. I'm not really sure. But other than that, the trick could be referring to either something that happens later in the game, or maybe Kidaka's trying to trick us by saying that doesn't have like any of the old characters in it, but it...
Yeah, it could also be talking about the sixth trial as well, because that was really really mindfucky.
And this next line, I think that is coming up, is the one about the lies. Yes, a world that lies can change. So basically, it could possibly be referring to us being able to use lies, and that can change for like the outcome of the trial, maybe the outcome of the whole game, which would be really interesting. And then the next thing, it's...
Yeah, I was really hoping that you could like change the game a bit more with the lies than you actually were able to. I still like V3 a lot. I think it's still actually, my favorite in the franchise, but that was mostly, what I thought the lies would be able to do. And that was kind of what I was hoping they'd be able to do. I do hope if we get a new game and maybe even like a new director for like a Danganronpa game, that they would be interested in exploring like alternate routes more and stuff like that, because I think like the killing game concept is just like so fun. And yeah, having like different directors work on it and kind of changing it up from like the normal kind of Danganronpa skeleton that's there would be really nice. Like having one, yeah, that's more like distrust, where you can have different routes, you can change things. I've always really liked the idea of distrust, so I'd really like to see that in a Danganronpa 4 game.
Are you willing to use those lies? So it could be meaning like if you want to change the game, you can, but if you want to sort of play the game.
Aw, all the silhouettes, yay! So cute. I remember thinking Tenko looked so weird. Like, before I knew it was Tenko, I was like, does she have ears? Was so confused.
Like usual, you can also do that. So here's the silhouettes of all the new characters, and it's pretty funny. A lot of people for a while were saying it's only 15 characters, but that there's actually a really, really tiny character towards the end of like the sentence who's just really freaking
little Ryoma. He's so cute.
short. So
I love Ryoma.
People are kind of pointing out where each character is. I'll put that on the screen. You can kind of see Robot Naegi is next to Nuka Maeda off the right hand side from where I am, and it.
Oh my god, did I put her... Wait, I'm putting her above Miyu for some reason. She goes right here, sweetie. You move over the picture a little bit over here. Did I really think that was... I didn't really think that was her. Maybe I just didn't move the picture over well enough. Maybe that was like an editing mistake. That's definitely Miyu.
A lot of people were speculating that like he's not in the middle, so maybe that does mean the other girl's the main character because she is more in the middle.
Well, she's pretty close to Kaede, who's kind of seems like, yeah, Saihara and Kaede are kind of like both in the same spot, I guess because they do the switch. Is that what that's symbolizing? Am I still overthinking this? Probably.
One of the characters sort of looks like Nagisa, like the hair resembles it, and honestly, I would love that.
Rip. Nope. I do love Nagisa too, so I really wanted him to be in the game, him to get more screen time too.
He was also than a Hoge, and I was honestly looking at
Oh,
this
it's
and I was thinking
Kaede!
that's the main character. It's not the robot guy, it's the other person with the Hoge, and that might be sort of just not so information-based theory on my part, but it's an idea, you know, because they've always had no game protagonists before, but maybe because this is like a new game with a new setting and all.
Oh, I love that. I was right, kind of. It's so funny too. I'm like, this is so stupid. Like, this is not right at all. I remember when I was like thinking about that, I was like, no, that's probably not true. Like, there's no way that's right. And it actually was right. Well, I mean, you know, she was a protagonist for the first chapter, but hey, I was right.
All that fun stuff. We're actually not going to get a protagonist with and a Hoge, and they're trying to really change up the old style, so who knows. As for that, the last thing is just Monokuma, and then like...
Of course they wouldn't get rid of the iconic Ahoge. I don't know why I thought they might.
2016, I'm guessing next to it says releasing soon in 2016 or something along those lines, but that's pretty much it for my trailer analysis. I'll be...
2016, dude. I'm old. Oh man, I feel old watching these. Seeing you call Kaido the dick character after the game has come out and I've played it made me laugh so hard. Same. Sits here 3 years later, hugging my Kokichi plushie and laughing hysterically at how frightfully right and painfully wrong you were. That is very true. It is kind of funny how like just like random things I was right about, stuff that like I really didn't think I'd be right about, like Kaede being the protagonist, like off the silhouettes. I was so sure that that like wasn't the case. Can we all agree that the next main waifu is going to be Fishy Fishy Desu-chan? Beautiful. I wish. I'm gonna heart this comment. Is that weird? 4 years later, heart a comment. It's almost over. There are 4 students remaining. The floor slowly opens to reveal a small pool of water, and out pops Fishy Fishy Desu-chan, for he was the mastermind all along. Dude, I remember this comment like killed me. Oh my gosh, I love it. Too funny, dude. Too funny. Eat him! With the Himiko sprite, just makes me think she's saying it. Eat him! The only way you can stop him is by filleting him. Okay, that was going to be the last video I watched, but I'm gonna watch this one too, because I thought I remembered this one being longer, so I was just gonna do like a sequel to this video if you guys liked it enough and include it there, but since it's not that long, I'll just go ahead and watch it now.
Hey guys, Weeby News here. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the new Danganronpa.
Hey, I said it! I said the thing! I don't think I said that in the other video.
Hey guys, so since this...
Yep, yeah. This is the first official Hey Guys Weeby News we've heard here.
Hey guys, Weeby News here. So today I'm going to be talking...
I said it so like stagnant too. Hey guys, Weeby News here. Must have been like in a rush recording this or something.
So an outline version of it made by a Tumblr user who goes by the name...
Hey, at least Maki's over the right person in this one.
Mini Starfruit, and a...
Oh, hey, it looks like Saihara doesn't have his hat on for this either. That's interesting. I was trying to tell in the other video if he had his hat on or not. But yeah, doesn't, so you can see his little hoge.
And the first one is the girl in the far left corner, and I've seen a lot of people online saying that they believe she could possibly be Kuriko from Danganronpa Another Episode. And I'm guessing the reason for this is because if you look closely at both of their character designs, you can see several similarities, including the way the hair is cut. You can notice that they both have the straight cut.
That was like a really big theory back then too. People wanting like the kids from Ultra Despair Girls to be in the game.
And also the sleeves on the silhouette character are similar to Kuriko's sleeves because they sort of have that Victorian
but yeah,
sort
wrong.
of style that
Not even close.
Although it's a lot less on Kuriko's design, it still sort of has that feel to it. The next character I'm going to look at is the character that I've seen a lot of people sort of theorize is Nagisa, and the reason for this is obviously...
Did I just skip Kurumi? I was just like, got nothing to say about you, so you're gonna go to Nagisa.
Because this character
is not
Nagisa's
Nagisa.
hair. But like I said before in my trailer analysis, I definitely think this is a female character.
Oh yeah, they drew shorts on Tenko too. I think they just really wanted it to be Nagisa.
As for some of the other characters on the girl's side, I noticed one character wearing a Victorian dress. Her character
Oh, okay. I do go back to her at least.
sort of reminds
I thought I just skipped her totally.
me of Sonya since she's wearing that royal Victorian looking outfit from the silhouette. So I think it's very possible that she's sort of going to have an elegant talent, maybe something like an ultimate seamstress or something along those lines. She seems to have short hair also, which sort of resembles Mahiri's haircut from Super Danganronpa 2, but I'm not really sure if there's a connection there. The female characters...
I don't know why I always thought there was a connection. I'm like, she has short hair, just like Mihiru. Obviously her sister. Like, I always seem to like kind of go for that angle.
Standing next to her is a very short girl who looks to be a...
She breathes air, so does Mikon, so obviously Mikon confirmed mastermind. Like, I feel like some of these I'm just like, woo, like way over the top.
witch. And the reason I say this is because looking at the silhouette, we can see that there is almost an outline of a witch hat that she's wearing, and it also sort of looks like she is levitating in comparison to the other characters.
Levitating? I was like, hey, I was right about Himiko, and then I'm like, yeah, she's levitating. She's like standing a few feet slightly behind them.
And this girl's model reminds me of Kirigiri's or Mizuno's character designs.
Miyu, Kirigiri of the game. Can you even imagine that? She is the girl genius with the golden brain.
Two guys standing next to him are interesting to me because they are the only two characters whose positions change from the silhouette to the poster.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
I don't know if this really means anything. I know that Kodaka recently revealed a new Super High School level character, which he does from time to time on Twitter, and most of which these aren't official, but the last one he introduced was the Super High School level imitator, who is supposed to have a talent for being able to fix things.
I remember this. Yeah, he would just kind of like make up characters and talk about them on his Twitter. I don't think any of it ever was relevant to V3.
The thing that stands out about this character to me is that when he introduced it, he included that he was writing a scenario for this person and his sidekick in the tweet, so it could imply that this character could be included in Danganronpa V3, so just from that I could see maybe that these two characters are the imitator and his sidekick, just
Fucking Korekio and Saihara teaming up. Can you imagine that?
from this little switch up that they had from the poster to the silhouettes. The guy standing right next to the Fujisaki looking character, I have not come up with a lot to say about him.
Oh, am I calling Kokichi the Fujisaki looking character?
Unfortunately.
Nice. And so different. So different than the pure cinnamon bun Fujisaki.
Just sort of that he resembles a mix between Hajime and Naegi's designs based off of the silhouettes. But the character that is standing next to him that sort of looks similar to Fujisaki or even Chiaki's beta designs is sort of interesting to me.
Wow.
I know a lot of people have already
He does look like Chiaki's beta designs. Or this is Chiaki? Man, it's been so long since I've looked at these. She looks so much like Fujisaki.
speculated that the robot will have connections to Fujisaki. Like maybe that he was the one who built the robot. But
Kokichi created Kibo in his dreams. Could torture him more that way.
I think this character does really resemble him, and I think it could possibly be maybe like a cyborg AI or something like that. It might be a little far-fetched, but it was just something I sort of thought of while looking at this. It also sort of looks like there's something on the back of his legs, almost like blades or something, or maybe this character is some sort of AI.
Yeah. It's like little belts that are hanging off.
Cyborg, just like Robot Naegi, and it's just part of his design.
Cyborg. It's so funny because Kokichi would be like, no, I don't want to be a stupid robot like Kibo. Gross, disgusting. A big tough dude who seems to fit Sakura, Nekomaru, and Gozu's role as buff member of the group. Calling it now, dead by chapter 4. Oh my god, you're so right. Oh man, Omo looks like Chihiro Fujisaki. I know. It's so memey. From the silhouette though, he really does. I can see why I thought that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was honestly a lot of fun looking back at these old videos and kind of seeing what we used to think about these characters. It's really interesting too to see, you know, all the stuff I was right about and the stuff I was really wrong about. It was a little cringy to watch some of these too, I'm not gonna lie, but all in good fun. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Please let me know if you want me to do more kind of chill videos like this. And yeah, please leave a like or a comment if you did enjoy it, and I will see you guys real soon.